Hello Tom, how are you?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Welcome to Millwall Fan TV and thank you for joining us.
My absolute pleasure, mate.
So just 10 quick questions. I'll let you get on with your day. So let's get straight into it. So what was your favourite moment whilst at Millwall?
I think you got to look at the promotion year. I think the group that we had together after what was like bitterly heartbreaking for the lads that were involved the year before. The year that we got promoted, mate, that was such a special moment in my career to date. Probably my best moment in football.
Yeah,
Just like you, the culmination of the whole year put together was just something that we like. It was something that we'd all worked for, and we would all worked hard for the year to achieve, and to see it all come off at Wembley in that fashion as well, with Big Stevie coming up with the goals was really a crazy moment.
yeah, thank you very much. Second question, obviously, who was the biggest character in the changing room during your time at Millwall?
I think there was a few. Like we had such a close knit group with all the lads. Um, like we'd all been together 3, 4 years. Some of us, like you look at, I signed at the same sort of time as like Lee Gregory and Shawnee Williams was a year before me. So the core base of that group was together was brilliant. But I think in terms of characters, what Jed and what he brought to the group was like
Yeah,
a liveliness, an enthusiasm that lads hadn't been used to. Obviously coming down from a championship club, he'd obviously seen the way that they worked up there, and like some of the lads, it took him a while to get used to. Like me, I
yeah.
was I was used to that sort of intensity, and I knew him previously as well. So I think he's the biggest character I still know to date in football. So he'd take that crown easily.
Thank you very much. Third question, obviously, you're obviously part of the team that played against Tottenham at White Hart Lane. Despite the result, how special was that day?
An incredible moment, mate. Another incredible moment in what was a crazy season. I mean, the cup run that we went on. I know that was actually my first involvement in the FA Cup, which was such a mad one to come into. Obviously, the lads had done unbelievable, Leicester and Watford in previous rounds. But no, to come into that one, mate, was a really special moment in my career, and what was obviously my debut season as well. In a Millwall shirt. Obviously, the result was horrendous, and I won't look back on the result so fondly. But in terms of experience and what I learned from that day, that was unreplaceable for me, and a moment that I would cherish, and hopefully I'll be able to play at the new White Hart Lane sooner rather than later.
And also, how special was it that we were the last team to play in White Hart Lane in the FA Cup?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be the answer to a quiz question in a few years. So, no, it was such a special moment, mate, and obviously to be part of that moment, even in the Spurs history books, was crazy. But no, not a great result, but I'm sure there's a lot of fans and a lot of players that will admit that as a day in whole, like the experience that we gained from that. I mean, it took us a few weeks to recover from that, even in the league. So the result was quite damaging, but I think we had to go one back to go two forward, with our confidence and stuff. So I think that really helped us with that experience going on into the season, and then obviously the next couple of seasons in the Championship.
Yeah, definitely. Question four. Obviously, you left Mill about a year ago now. Would you have liked to stay at the club longer and get back into the team, which I thought you were doing great in before Archie came back from injury?
Yeah, I mean that was always the plan. Speaking to my agent and speaking to the goalie coach who I'd known previously. Obviously, there was a change of goalie coach as well. Speaking to both of those, I thought that the plan was that my development had halted a little bit, maybe going to Wimbledon, through my own lack of experience of how to handle that situation. So, but no, when I look back on my time at Millwall, I look back so fondly, mate, that yeah, I'd have loved to have stayed. I'd love to have played my whole career at Millwall. The fans and the team and the group of lads there were incredible, but it wasn't meant to be. And I've gone on to pastures new, and done reasonably well in my own opinion. Anyway, I think I've had a reasonably good season at Newport. Obviously, come in like personally second in clean sheets for the season. Obviously, I know it was halted, and obviously the Wales call up. I think that things like that maybe wouldn't have happened if I'd have still been contracted at Millwall. Maybe my opportunities would have been a little bit more limited due to obviously the Championship status, and then I wouldn't have been able to get on the Welsh radar. So I don't have any regrets, mate. But yeah, I would have loved to have stayed. But when I look at the bigger picture now and what's happened to me this season, I'm definitely pleased with the outcome.
Moving staying on to that question, obviously you did leave Millwall a year ago. Since you've left Millwall, what have you thought of what are your thoughts on Bartosz Bajkowski?
Yeah, he's done unbelievable, mate. I mean, on his day, he's the best. He's the best shot stopper in the country. I think, like he's a Premier League goalie, in my opinion, anyway. And I know that there's a lot of people that think that of him as well. He's done unbelievable. I mean, why there were not more suitors for him when the Millwall were presented the opportunity to sign him was unbelievable to me. I mean, what I hear from the lads that I still speak to at the training ground, he's a day in, day out, hard-working professional. He's a typical Millwall character, so passionate as well. So, no, he's done unbelievable, mate, and hopefully he's there for a long time in between the sticks.
Thank you very much. Question 5. How big a part does a packed den help Millwall players but also intimidate the away team?
Well, this has obviously been a question that I've raised with Jed recently on like several conversations that Millwall atmosphere, that den atmosphere is such a vital part in the results that Millwall achieve. But obviously now playing without the fans for a couple of weeks is going to be difficult. I know they're obviously trying to replicate some of the noise and stuff, but you can never really recreate that hostile den atmosphere, which they're gonna have to struggle. They're gonna have to try and recreate on the pitch with their football instead, you know. So it'd just be about not coming away from what they're good at and sticking to what they know.
Yeah, thank you. Question 6. Obviously, you played under Neil Harris, which was a Millwall legend. What was it like playing under him?
Yeah, I owe everything to that man. He was unbelievable for my development. I mean, it took me a while to win him over, but obviously when I got my chance in the team, I'm hoping that we still look back on both of those. That we both look back on those memories, with complete fondness, you know. So no, I owe everything to him. He gave me my chance. He gave me my debut. He had an opportunity to bring another goalkeeper in when Jordan was injured at that time, and he didn't. He showed faith in me, and I'm hoping I got to repay him, obviously, with a few vital, crucial games towards the end of the season, leading into the playoffs, you know. So no, he's done unbelievable. I mean, what he's done at Cardiff as well has been really good. They're obviously in and around the playoffs as well. So I wish him all the best. And obviously he's in South Wales with me now, so maybe we might bump into him down at Starbucks soon.
Yeah, thank you. Question 7. Obviously, you played against Millwall in the FA Cup this year for Newport. What was it like coming back to the Den? And did you think you received a good atmosphere? I was there, but what was your
Yeah,
opinion?
yeah, it was a strange one really, because obviously leaving Millwall and like with some of the lads there, you never think you're going to go back, especially not that soon. So I never had any plans. Obviously, being in such a widespread league difference, I didn't think that we would meet, and even if it was so soon. So, and I'd actually found myself out of the team at that time as well, due to whatever circumstances. So it was tough. I didn't think I was actually going to get the opportunity to play there, but obviously getting the opportunity, the result wasn't what we wanted on our side. I know it was obviously a great result for you, which led to the Sheffield United game, but the result wasn't great on our side. But in terms of memories and the memories that it brought back during the game, and it was really special, mate. To be honest, it was really special. It was one I cherished forever. So, but no, it's hopefully I'll get to return one day as a player and hopefully get one up on you boys.
Yeah, thank you very much. Question 8. During your time at Millwall, what player scored the most goals against you in training?
Player scored the most goals. Jed would tell you it was him, but it was definitely, yeah, I'd say Stevie Morrison.
Yeah.
It was some of the finishing drills and stuff like that. He's just, you could see he'd obviously been in the Premier League, and that quality that he possessed, that the composure and stuff like that in training. I mean, I had several conversations with the goalkeeping coach Kevin Pressman at the time where I'd end up being frustrated after finishing drills because I just felt like I was getting no chance, and he just had to remind me that obviously Stevie had played in the Premier League and he had that experience, and you had to outthink these players rather than outwork these players and stuff like that. So, and that Stevie was great for my development anyway. I mean, working with someone like that every day is only going to improve you, which I'm thinking I did, and he's been a big factor in that for me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Moving on to question 9 now. What is your opinion on current Millwall manager Gary Rowett since he's come in?
I obviously haven't had personally much to deal with him, but from what I hear from the lads, he's a very, very good tactician. As a people person, he's unbelievable. Man manager, really good as well. So they've had no fault so far. Obviously, the upturn in results has been unbelievable, really, since he came in. I think if you look at the stats, where they'd be if the season started when Rowett was like put in charge, like that Mill would be way in the playoffs. They've done really good, and from what I hear about him, he's a really great manager as well. So, he's done really well. But obviously, like I said, I never had much to deal with him. But just from what I hear, he's done really well for the lads, and he's improved maybe the culture off the field a little bit as well. So, I think he's the perfect man for the job.
Yeah, thank you very much. Moving on to the last question now. What do you make of the current Millwall team? Obviously, you were there last year, but Neil Harris brought in a few changes in the summer. What do you make of the current team, and do you think we'll be able to sneak into the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do. I think the current crop that you've got in there at the minute is probably the best that have been in there for a long time, maybe since the last stint in the Championship. So they've got a mix of everything. They can really mix it up. They can go direct into Matt Smith, or they can use players like Malumbi, obviously another summer signing that it can get the ball down and play and move it through the midfield. So yeah, I think the current batch that they've got, mate, is well and above the standard. Obviously, when we even got promoted, so but still keeping that core of the boys like Shawnee Williams and Jake Cooper, the ones that have been there a long time, Marlon Romeo as well. So all three of those great lads that have kept in the team, and the re-emergence of Sean Hutchinson after like a bit of a break or whatever it was a couple of years ago. So no, they've done unbelievable, mate. But no, I wish them all the best for the season, and obviously I'll be watching if they do make it in the playoffs, no doubt.
So obviously you mentioned Hutchinson. Just a last little question for you: Hutchinson, Romeo, and Cooper. They've all signed new long-term deals. That's how important is that for the club?
Yeah, that's testament to them, those individuals and professionals. I mean, they're three of the most hardworking boys that I've ever played with. Like they all recognise weaknesses in the game, and they work on those every single day without fail to improve those and get better at those and make them become their strengths. So that's testament to them, and as lads as well, they're unbelievable lads, all three of them. Like I mean, that whole group, that whole Millwall culture, if you want to call it that we built throughout the years is unbelievable, and they've only continued that, and keeping that core base of the squad has been vital, I think, to where they've got to. But just adding little bits of quality all the time, always making sure you're improving, and the game's always developing. So you have to keep evolving with the game as well, and they've done that tremendously. So no, they've done really well, and I wish them all the best.
So thank you, Tom. That just about concludes. Thank you for joining us on Millwall Fan TV, and I'll let you get on with the day.
Top man, thank you very much. Appreciate your
Good
time.
luck for the future, Tom. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye, mate.